the Math Magician channel. In this video, we will learn about prism. Basically, a prism is a 3D shape, so we have to find out the volume and the surface area of prism. So let's move on. What is the definition of prism and how we are finding of its surface area and the volume? So take a start. Yes. So let's do some activity. What is prism? Mostly students are thinking about this shape is the prism. You have to remember the definition, and according to the definition, you have to follow it's a prism or not. So, what is it? It's a three-dimensional shapes. It means it's a 3D shape. You know, when you are calling the 3D shapes, it means we have the length, breadth, and height. While in 2D, we have two dimensions. So, a 3D shapes with two identical shapes facing each other. What they are saying here, it means if it is triangle as an base, so the next will also be a triangle. So if two identical shape facing each other, these identical shape basically called the basis of these. So you have to look first step, the base should be same in shape. If it is a triangle, so definitely it also be the triangle. If it is a square, it will be square. If it is a hexagon, it must be hexagon and so on. Okay, so first you have to look around the base. Number two, the bases can be a triangle, square, rectangle, or any other polygon. We know about it. Okay, the step number two is other faces of a prism are parallelograms or the rectangles, while those left over faces in it they must be rectangle, or you can say it's a parallelograms. It means we are allowing different shapes in bases. This is called the base of the triangle, the top and the bottom area. While those faces are here, we are just allowing two shapes. So the first one is the parallelogram and the second one is the rectangles. So we have to consider these 2 points in our mind, and let's move on how many prisms we have and how we are considering it. Okay, so some shapes are given to you. They are under the heading of prism and not prism. Look at over here, it's having a base of triangle. It's again the base of a triangle. And what about the rest of the face? They are showing you the rectangle. All other faces that are not showing to you rectangle one. Look at this one also. These are the rectangles. So this fulfill the situation of the prism? Yes, it's a prism. Okay, now shape number two. First step, you have to look at the base, the front and the edge of it. Look, if it is how many? One, two, three, four, five, six. It means it's an hexagon. Both are the hexagon. Okay. So it's not an hexagon, it's an heptagon. Okay. So if both are the heptagons, the base is same. Okay. Now follow the flat surface and it's be a rectangle. Look at over here all the faces regarding its rectangle. It means it's an prism. Look at in this picture, the third one, both having the triangle in the base. And what about the rest of the flat faces having the rectangles in it? It's a prism. So what the definition is given to us, a prism is a solid object, two identical ends. Their ends should be identical. Look at here, it's an same identical ends. All flat sides, otherwise the all flat side. The sides should be flat. The sides should be flat as they all are making rectangles. So what about it? Two identical ends just like this. It's having same hexagon, six side that is called hexagon. While while the other side should be flat. Okay, that is polyhedron. Okay, so same cross section all along its length. Must remember in it, it's same across the section. What does means of it? Look at over here when I'm moving towards down to up. Look at it's same overall. It's same when I'm moving towards top to bottom. It's same across section for all its length. Look at it's having a triangle. It's also having a triangle. But when I'm moving towards the top to bottom or towards the back to front, look at it's not the same. So that's why the rule number 3, you have to keep it in your mind. It's a cross section same for along its length. The shape of the ends give the prism a name. Basically, what shape is given to you, it's deciding which kind of the prism is. It's a triangle, so triangular prism. It's a square prism. It's a pentagon, if the shape is the pentagon, it means the pentagonal prism. So you have to decide it according to the base. Which kind of base is given to us? So we have three steps how we identify the prisms. The ends should be identical. First step, and same and the same length and the same height. Everything should be same. Same identical ends. The first step you have to look around. Step number 2, all flat sides. The remaining sides should be flat. That should be flat. And what about it? The third step, cross section all along its length. So when you are moving from, so this will be same. This will be same. It will be same throughout the box or throughout the shape. So this is called the prism. Okay. And what about these shapes? Why we are taking under the heading of not prism? Look at what is the difference. Base should not equal. Base is not identical. In this, base is identical, both having the triangle, but not same cross section all along its length. Okay. What about this? The same cross, not same cross section. Look, it's broad from here, but look at, so it's not the same cross section all along its length. What about this? This is your, yes, another shape, not identical ends. So we are not calling it some prism. Okay. If they are giving you the same shape, so you can say it's a prism. Okay. So find out. Let's try it. And due to or with respect to base, we are calling the names. It's triangle, both ends having a triangles and the flat surfaces, and it's same, so it's a triangular prism. What about this? Both ends are the square. Okay, it's a square prism. These all are the 3D shapes because they are giving you the three dimensions. Look at the base is like your pentagon, five sides. From there also, it means it's a pentagonal prism. What about the next? Now look at here, the base is also the rectangle. The base is rectangle, so you can name that as a rectangular prism. The square box is, yes, we stretched the square box, so it gives you the rectangular prism. Okay, what shape is this? It's a 3D shape, yes, but how we have to name on it according to the base. It's in six dimensions. It means six sides. It means hexagon. And according to it, both having these edges. So we can decide it according to the base. It's an hexagonal prism. Look at here, it's same cross. If we are crossing all, it's same and all having the flat surfaces, so definitely it's called the prism. Okay, the last one. When it's having how many faces, how many sides are there? Look at here. 8 sides are given to me. It means octagonal prism. So how you are naming it? Revise it quickly. Identical ends. Number two, flat faces. Number three, should be same cross out. Yes, when you are crossing out the length, it should be same. And how you are giving the names? According to the base of it. So is this shape a prism? Yes, we have already learned it's an cube, and you are very familiar about it. It's an cube. It's an square prism, or in other words, you can say it's an cube. Yes, it's a prism. While it's called a prism, identical ends, flat faces, or the rectangular faces, and it should be same throughout the shape. Okay, so all fulfill the situation. So now we look about it, how we have to find out if it's a 3D shape. So how we have to find out the surface area and the volume. For the surface area and the volume, before taking a star, we have to learn about the different faces of the shape. In area, just area, the area is only for the 2D shape. I am just making the square, and what's inside of it, this is called the area. We have to find out by multiplying length and the breadth. We know about it, but basically it's a 3D shape. I am taking a number of squares and then I am making this shape because it's a 3D shape, three dimensional shape, length, breadth, and height. So a number of squares I am taking and then I am making this shape. It means, let's take a count. Look at over here. This is first, second, third, fourth, 5, and the 6. How many faces in it? It means I am taking six squares and then I am making the cubic shape. So we have to find out the area for all 6 different faces. That's why we are using the word surface area rather than the area. Surface area. We have to count down every surface and then find out. So if you are going to open it, it's the way you can find out. Otherwise, you have to take out the dimensions, the length, and put it in the formula and find out. So let's take a start. Yes, surface area of the prism. We have two different formulas. The first one is surface area of a prism. If they are giving you the base area, you have learned the base, identical base. So if they are giving you base area, it is very easy for you. So what you are doing, multiplying by 2 in the first bracket. Okay, first we will solve this and plus sign between them, and then you will solve it base perimeter multiplied by height. This is first formula when they are giving you the base area and the base perimeter. But if they are not giving, so we have to use the different formula. Okay, and what about the volume of a prism? We know about it. Volume is always three dimensional, 3D. This used for the 3D objects, while area is used for the 2D objects. Okay, so base area multiplied by height, it will gives you the volume of a prism. But if they are not giving you the base area if they are not giving, and they are giving you just length, breadth, height, just like length, width, height. So which formula? And mostly they are giving you in this situation. So what we have to do, we know about it, length, width, height. First, we have to write it. What is length? What is width? What is height? I know this is the width because this gives you how much its width is, and this gives you always height. Okay, and what about this? It gives you always the length. This length. Look at here, this, or you can say this one or this one. It's a length. Okay, so first you have to note down these three values and write it which is L, which is width, which is height. And once you are finding it, put it inside of the formula. Why I am multiplying it? Actually, we have to find out the different area for each shape and then plus. So we are not doing this while we are using a single trick. It's very simple. Length multiplied by width plus plus length multiplied by height plus width multiplied by height. When there is no sign, we know about it, it's a multiplication. When you are multiplying these two, you are finding for the three. And how many faces with you? Six. So if you are multiplying these addition by two, so it gives you for the whole area. That is called the surface area. Got it? It's a very simple and easy trick if you are finding the surface area of any shape. Okay, so this formula is for your rectangular prism, or you can use in the square prism. Okay, what about volume? You know about it. Length multiplied by width multiplied by height. Multiply all these three dimensions or the sides. Okay, so what about it if the triangular prism is this? It's little bit tricky because it's a triangular. We have to multiply these three things together, breadth, height, length. Okay, but it's a triangular. We know about it. So we have to divide it by 2 as we are doing in the area for the triangle. When we are taking the height, yes, from the mid, it means it is divided by 2. It gives you both identical parts divided by 2. So BHL, 3 dimensions, divided by 2. They are giving you the word of triangle. Definitely you have to divide it by 2. Okay. So same formula I'm using here, but the division part is quite different. Okay. So, how you have to learn all these points? B for base. Look at, I am considering always it's an base. Okay, it's an height. It gives you the height of that shape. That's why I'm considering this point as an height. What about this L? That is your length. How much it's going to? Yes. How much it's going to? Hmm? Actually, it gives you the length of that prism. Okay, so this is called length, while P called for perimeter of base. Okay, so when we are finding the surface perimeter of base means you have to add all sides. You know about it, perimeter, pera, pera. You have to cross all perimeter, add all sides together. It's a perimeter. Okay, so how we are finding the surface area? Actually, we have a base triangular, so we are multiplying 2 with base. Okay, discovered. And what about the height? This height should be multiplied with the perimeter. So it gives you the whole surface area for this shape. Surface area means you are finding what is the inside. Yes, you are, if you are opening this and you are taking this 3D shape, so you are able to understand this is my surface area for this. If you are finding it one step by step, what you have to do, you know about it. It's not necessary it's will be here, it will be there, or it's will be there. If you know about the, if you know about your net, so if the step could be different as like that, if you are finding it, so you have to find out the area for every every shape, and then plus it will give you surface area. While if you are using a short trick, so you can directly use that formula here. Okay, so let's solve some examples. We are finding the volume of a prism. Help Hamza to find out the volume of a prism whose base area is this and the height is this. Now they are giving you the base area, so it will be easy for us. Base area and height they are giving you. And we know we have to use the formula. We are finding the volume of a prism. Volume means base area multiplied by height. Just you have to find out base. Take it out the base and you know about it. You are just considering. Yes, so you have to find out the base area first and then multiply by height, it gives you volume. Okay, so I'm taking these two, multiply, and it gives you the volume. It's we are finding the volume, that's why we are taking in a cubic power, because we are multiplying three dimensions or the three sides together. Okay, so move on the next example. What will be the surface area of the prism if its length, breadth, and height of the prism are 8, 6, 4, respectively? Okay, so what about it? We have all these three. We can use that formula, those we have learned in the previous case. We have all the dimensions, respectively, you have to consider. Okay, so we know about it. Surface area of a prism 2 multiplied by base area, base perimeter multiplied by height. So we are finding the base area first and then base perimeter by adding sides, length plus breadth. So we are substituting the values inside of the formula and we are finding it. Pause this video and then write that formula, and once you are writing these formula, then you take a start. What is base area? What is base perimeter? First, you have to find out these. And once you are finding these, then substitute these inside of the formula and then find out the final value. Otherwise, you have the breadth, height, and length. You can use that formula, that is direct formula. Okay? Yes. So, I hope you have understood the concept. Any question comes in your mind, you can ask. You can write in the comment section. Subscribe Math Magician channel. Many tips and tricks for you. Happy learning. Bye. Thank you.